Hey guys, happy Tuesday. We are going to get started here in just a minute or two. Let's just give everybody an extra minute to get signed on and we'll get started. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Happy Tuesday. Before we get started, I'm Amy Crane, Social Lab Marketing. So excited you guys are here with me today. Just so you know, if this is your first time joining, I'm here every Tuesday at 2 p.m., 11 a.m. Pacific, answering all of your questions about Facebook advertising and keeping you up to date on all the changes with Facebook. As you know, Facebook loves to roll out new changes. I mean, it seems like it's almost every week we've got a new change. We've had some big changes roll out this week and one last week. So that's what we're going to focus on today. I'm sure if you've been on Facebook, you've seen, some people are kind of upset about it. Some people's heads have just completely exploded. They're not happy with Facebook. A lot of marketers aren't happy at all, but I think these are good changes that Facebook is starting to roll out. And the one thing we have to keep in mind when Facebook comes out with these new changes is that it really is about the users. We have to make sure that the users are happy, that they're coming to Facebook, because if they're not happy, if they don't want to log into Facebook every day, we have no one to promote to market to show our ads to. So especially with these new changes, that's where I really think that a lot of these changes are coming from. So let's go ahead, get started. So the two changes that they've rolled out, first is the unfollow button, which a lot of users are excited about, marketers not so much. And the second one is the promotional post. They're not doing away with promotional post, but if you put up a promotional post, Facebook is not going to be showing that post to your fans or anyone really. So they're going to start to penalize brands for using promotional posts. So we'll break down what the changes mean, what a promotional post is to Facebook, and how you can stay ahead of that change and things to look out for as you're planning your marketing strategy, especially moving into 2015. So let's start with this unfollow button. Facebook is making it easier for users to unfollow the boring brands that pollute your newsfeed. So this new feature, it applies to Facebook pages, groups, and friends. So if you've got friends, we all have those friends that just post and post and post, and we don't necessarily want to see what they're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. You can now unfollow those people. Or if you're in a group, and sometimes when you get in these Facebook groups, there's a lot of posts. Everybody's posting all the time. You may not need to see every single post. Maybe you just want to check in on that group once a week. So now if you unfollow, you're still in the group, you're still friends, you're still a fan of that page, you just won't see those posts anymore. So if you find a page, person, or group, if they're annoying, they just don't interest you, you hit that unfollow button, but you'll still be a fan of the page. So this is where users are happy because they can start to weed out the things they don't want to see in their news feed. But marketers aren't so happy because if you've got a Facebook page and all of a sudden these people start unfollowing your page, but they're still a fan of your page, they're not seeing your post. So this could really start to hurt your reach and engagement on your page. The good news is if you're sharing good content, you're providing value, people really like what you're doing, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. This is more geared towards pages that are just, posting, or it's a lot of promotional stuff. It's not really about their fans. It's more about them. That's where I really see the problems kind of coming in and where pages might see a drop in reach. But what does it mean? Like I said, if you're not sharing awesome content, it becomes easier for fans to unfollow you. So I think Facebook is really moving more towards quality over quantity. Before people, we would just post and post and post and post and hope that people would see it. And we always wanted to stay in front of our fans. And now it's a little bit different. Now Facebook seems to be rewarding pages that are posting less, but posting more quality content. And like I said, as soon as people start unfollowing your page, they're still a fan of your page. They're just not going to see those posts. So if you've got a lot of fans that maybe you ran some ads and your targeting wasn't spot on, or maybe you went through your friend list and just invited every single friend that you've got, but they're not relevant to your page, you might start to see your numbers drop. So keep that in mind, especially as you're starting, as you're moving forward, or if you're going to start a new Facebook page, be really clear on who you're targeting so that can help. You won't see as many unfollows. So why is this a good thing? Like I said, we're really moving more towards quality over quantity. It used to be that you had to post 2 to 3 times a day on Facebook. You have to post in the morning, at night, for lunch. I mean, everything. So you'd have to plan out all these posts. And it's time consuming, and it's a lot of content you have to create. So pages that aren't sharing, so as we're moving forward, it really is turning more into quantity or quality posts instead of just posting a lot all the time. I've actually stopped posting as much on my page. I used to post 2 to 3 times a day, and now I might post once a day. And the great thing is my engagement is still up. Most of the time when I log into my insights, I'm all in the green. Sometimes you drop down in the red, and that's just how it works. But I'm not posting as much. And I don't post unless I have something that I really want to share or something that I think people are going to like. So if you're not sharing quality content, you are slowly going to be weeded out of the newsfeed, and no one is going to see your posts. But like I said, if you're sharing good stuff, you've got nothing to worry about. So what can you do about it? It might be time to start posting less. Like I said, I've started posting once a day. I might post once every other day. But I only post when I have something to say. And that hasn't affected my reach, my engagement, nothing. It's actually been better than if I was just bombarding people with all these posts. Now, keep in mind, I do almost always have an ad running. So people are still seeing my stuff, but I'm just more strategic about it. So I'm not having to create a ton of content all the time. I just post what matters. Try posting at non-peak times. This is something that I didn't think would work, but it actually really has worked. So maybe try sharing late in the evening. When I log into my audience insights, and it will show you the graph of when your fans are online. Most of my fans are online early in the morning. So usually I post around like 9 or 10. Well, I just decided to experiment with this just to see what happens. And I put up a blog post at like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. And I actually had more response to that post than if I had posted it at 9 or 10, which is when I normally would post it. So try posting at non-peak times. Try posting really late at night at like 11 o'clock or, I don't know why it worked at 2 a.m. I didn't think anybody was online at 2 a.m., but they were, and it worked. So test that out. And another thing that works is use text links more. So some marketers they'll post a photo or an image, and then they'll say, hey, here's my new blog post, click here, and then they'll have the link in the description. I tend to get a better response when I share the link and it pulls up the image and the link description. For me, I get a better response when I share that, because if they click that image, you'll notice people love to click pictures. They love to click on images. So if it's already a link, chances are they're going to go to your website, your blog, wherever you're trying to send them. You'll have a better response than if you just post a photo with the link in the description. So test that out and see what you get. Also, don't forget, you can always swap out the image when you're sharing a link. It automatically pulls in an image from your website, but you can change that image out. So if you hover over that image and just click upload a new image, you can swap out an image. Like for this webinar, I think if I just post that link on my Facebook page, it pulls up a huge headshot. It's just like a picture of my face. Well, that doesn't say anything. That doesn't tell anybody about what the link is. So I always upload a different image. So it's an image that I created just for this webinar. It's one you guys, I'm sure you've seen it. And I just swap out that image, and that gets a better response than just sharing the picture with the link. So test that out and see what you get. And like I said, it's different for every Facebook page too. So something that works for me might not work for you. So that's why you got to test these things and play with them a little bit. Another thing, don't invite every random friend you have to like your page. I know a lot of people, they get excited, especially when they're just creating a page and they want everyone to like it. They want to get those numbers up. But now with this new unfollow button, that can really come back to bite you later on. So just focus on the people, invite the friends that would be interested in your page, and only invite those people. And if you're running like ads, be really clear on your targeting. Make sure you're attracting the right people to your page. Make sure your target market is exactly where you want it. Don't target, countries like India and China, so you're not getting a bunch of spam bots and fake accounts to your page. But make sure that you're getting people there that are engaging, that are liking your page, and enjoy what you're posting. And if you don't think it's working, you can always swap out your targeting. And that's the great thing, especially with Facebook ads, is that you can always swap it out. You can always stop an ad. You can always pause the campaign and go back and redo it. So it's not a big deal. But like I said, this is going to be really, really important, especially moving forward, because we don't want people to hit that unfollow button. We want to make sure we're sharing good content and that we're targeting the right people. We're getting the right people to our pages. So I think that's going to be the two big things moving forward on this. And then a couple other things. Keep an eye on your audience insights. I love audience insights. I think everyone should take, 5 minutes once a week just to dig through there and see if anything's changed on your page, what posts are working. And more importantly, so this is something people don't, I know when you post a blog post, we want those likes and comments and shares because then more people are going to see it. But really pay attention to people if they're actually clicking on that blog post. I would rather have people actually click on the blog post instead of just liking it and then going on to something else. So when you go into your audience insights, it'll tell you how many people have actually clicked on that post. And of course, you can go into your Google Analytics if you want and see how many people are clicking from Facebook. But there's some really cool metrics in there. You can tell if people are clicking. You can tell what posts are more popular. So pay attention to that. So you're showing people what they want to see, and so that way you can stay in front of them. And don't focus on silly metrics like reach to tell the full story. People really, really get caught up on reach. I hear a lot of people all the time like, oh my God, my reach is down. Oh my God, my reach. What about my reach? And yeah, reach is good. We do want more people to see it, but if they're not reading your posts, if they're not signing up for your email list, if they're not engaging, it really doesn't matter. I would rather reach less people that have a more engaged audience than reaching, hundreds of thousands of people, but nobody's doing anything. So that's why I think it's important to really dig into those audience insights, really pay attention to the people on your page, what they're liking, what they're doing, the actions that they're taking. So that should help, okay? But keep an eye on your page. Like I said, this is rolled out already. So if you're starting to see a drop in your numbers, you're starting to see your reach going down, just take some time, sit down, look at what's working, and just, tweak your plan, tweak your strategy a little bit. So you're focusing on the things that people want to see. All right, now we're going to get to the good stuff. No more promotional posts. And I think this is where, a lot of heads exploded this week. A lot of people were freaking out. A lot of people were not happy about it. But here's what Facebook has to say about this. As part of an ongoing survey, we asked hundreds of thousands of people how they feel about the content in their news feeds. People told us they wanted to see more stories from friends and pages they care about and less promotional content. And that makes total sense to me, right? I mean, when I log into Facebook, I'm there because I want to see what my friends and family are up to. I don't necessarily want to see 10 posts from 10 businesses just trying to sell me something constantly. And just to be clear, this only applies to posts to your page. This is not ads. This is not promoted posts. I know there's been a little bit of confusion. This is not promoted posts as in ads. Your ads will still run. Your ads, there's no change there. This is just to post on your page. So like I said, I think Facebook is doing this to make users happy because we want them to be logging in. We want them to come back to Facebook a couple times a day, right? Because let's be honest, everybody checks Facebook more than once a day. That way we can still show our ads to them. People are still seeing our ads, because if users stop logging in, they stop coming to Facebook, we have to find another platform to reach them on. And in my opinion, Facebook is the best because it's the most cost effective. You have total control over your targeting. I mean, over everything. The response is so fast. So that's why I'm okay with these changes. And if you're doing things right, this really should not affect you that much. So here's just a quick breakdown. Every time you log into Facebook, there are 1,500 stories you could see in one day. 1,500 stories. I mean, that's a lot of posts, right? Could you imagine scrolling through all of that? So what Facebook does is it takes this 1,500 stories and it narrows it down to about 300 stories. And these are the ones that are most likely to interest you. So this is based off of, they've got their fancy algorithm, and it's based off of pages that you like, the pages you interact with the most, your friends that you interact with the most. And it tries to show you the things that you most likely want to see. And people are getting tired of seeing the promotional posts, the buy this, click here, download this. I mean, the posts that I'm talking about, it gets sold, right? We're not there to be sold to. We're there to interact and be social. That's why it's social media. So like I said, just to be clear, this does not apply to ads. This is only organic posts to your page. So if you went to your page and you created a post, hey, this is my brand new product, buy here, it's on sale for 50% off, click here to get it, that's a promotional post. If you put that on your page, it's not gonna get any traction. Facebook is just gonna kill it right there. It's not gonna be shown to anybody. Also, there's not gonna be an increase in ads in the newsfeed. I know a lot of people were concerned about that. You're not gonna see any more ads than you do now. It will still be the same number. But there's a lot of competition to get into the newsfeed, which is why most people use ads, so that they can get into the newsfeed. So what counts as a promotional post? And this is direct from Facebook. These are their rules. This is what they're describing as a promotional post. Posts that solely push people to buy a product or install an app. So like I said, when you see those posts that are just buy this, click here, it's 50% off, get this app, it's awesome, it's going to change your life. Those posts, no more. That's a promotional post. Posts that push people to enter promotions and sweepstakes with no real context. I actually really like this rule because I think people get a little carried away with these contests and promotions, sweepstakes, whatever. There's really, a lot of times you can do a contest and a promotion the right way, but a lot of people don't do it the right way. They're just out there to get those numbers, to get people signed up, get likes. They don't really care if they're getting the right people to their page. It's just about the hype. So I'm totally cool with that one. And posts that reuse the exact same content from ads. In my opinion, if you're already running an ad, I don't know why you would post the same thing to your page anyway, because if you're running that ad, your fans are going to see that in their newsfeed, so there's really no reason to duplicate that. So I don't think that that's an issue either. So Facebook gave us a couple of examples. They shared, these are posts that will not work. Here's one from Bunny Puzzle Cube. I feel like this is a tongue twister. Only 15 minutes left to get your bunny bucks for 53% off. Sale ends soon, so don't miss out on gripping bunny puzzle action. Install this app at your favorite app store. Download now. So if they post this to their page, no one's going to see it. Facebook's going to penalize them. And by penalize, I just mean they're not going to show it to anybody. If they took this and turned this into an ad, that's okay, because you can still run ads. It's not going to affect ads at all. So this would actually be a good ad. Just don't post it directly to your Facebook page. This is another one from Tiger Therapy. This is another example straight from Facebook. Be sure to watch the #1 rated show about the feelings of big cats every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. You'll never guess what Gary, Sonia, and Dr. Stripes are up to tonight. be sure to also buy our season 1 DVD straight from our Tiger TV store. So there it is, buy our season 1 DVD. If they post this to the page, it's not going to get any distribution in the newsfeed. They could turn it into an ad though, and that's different. So when you are creating your post moving forward, and just so you know, this isn't going to roll out until January. So you've got some time. So I know a lot of people, you've already got your holiday marketing, your strategy in place, your posts lined up, you know exactly what you're going to be doing over the next few weeks. It's not going to have any effect on that. So at least we can get through the holidays, but this is going to start rolling out in January. So that's why you really want to be clear on what's a promotional post, so you can start to work this into your strategy now. One thing you can do is try being less promotional. We're still not really sure how Facebook is going to enforce this, but obviously, you know, if you post, this is the best product ever, buy it now, that's going to get flagged as promotional. But if you try something like, I'm so excited to share this with you, I can't wait for you to check it out, that might work, right? So we just have to take a different spin on things, which in my opinion, if you're constantly telling people to buy, you're not doing a very good job of marketing anyway. To me, marketing is more about providing value, providing content, so that when you do have something to sell, you're not really having to sell it. You're not having to push it on people. They know you've got good stuff, so they're excited to buy something from you. So just keep that in mind as you're starting to lay out your post for the new year. Like I said, how is Facebook going to enforce this? We don't really know. We do know that this is going to start to take effect in January. So that's why we want to get on top of this now. So when you're starting to plan out your post for January, you know what to be on the lookout for. But are they going to flag certain words? Are they going to use the reports from users? Because, you know, when you see a post, if you decide to block something or if you unfollow it, it usually asks you why, and you can give a reason. I actually noticed, I logged into Facebook a couple days ago, and I had a notification that said, use the word sale in your ad. Do you want to turn this into an ad? Or in your post, do you want to turn this into an ad? And I wasn't selling something. I just mentioned like holiday sales or, you know, something like that. But Facebook picked up that one word out of that post, and then it triggered a notification to me to run an ad for it. I didn't run an ad for it because I didn't want to. If I wanted to run an ad, I would have had one running. But it's interesting that they've got the technology, they can pull those words. So I would assume that, you know, they would be able to scan your post for these trigger words like buy, download, sale, 50% off, those types of things. And that way they would be able to enforce it. But that's why you really want to be on top of your numbers, really start paying attention, especially, you know, with these new changes coming out, that you're not seeing a huge drop in your reach or your engagement. Because if you do start to see a huge drop, it could be because of one of these things, and you probably need to change something up. But there is good news. Facebook is not abandoning business pages and business owners. This was what they said after they released this announcement. Giving the substantial traffic to pages, we are exploring ways to build more features into pages. A lot of this is in response to how we're seeing people interact with business pages. Some of these interactions include messaging to communicate with a business directly or browsing video and photo content. We're also exploring ways to better customize pages based on the industry a business is in, similar to how we've rolled out menu sections for restaurant pages. So that's pretty cool. They're going to be rolling out some new changes for businesses. And I think that Facebook is really trying to make this, you know, an awesome experience for users, but they're also trying to make it more effective for marketers. So I think they've got some pretty cool things up their sleeves that they're going to start to roll out for business pages. That's why I don't think it's that big of a deal that that they're penalizing promoted posts. Like I said, if you've got something you really want to get in front of people, you're trying to sell something, you should be running an ad for that anyway. Don't waste time just posting it to your page because no one's going to see it. Just turn it into an ad and your problems will be solved. So what it all comes down to, great content. Just make sure you keep putting out good content. Keeping an eye on your numbers. So just keep an eye on it just in case if you start to see your numbers really tank or dive, you know you need to change something up. And just stay in touch with your fans. Just, you know, talk to them, see what they like, keep them, you know, engage them in conversations. That's really the key, and that's why we're here. So those are the big changes. Let's see. I've got a quick question. Is unfollow the same as unlike? And it is not the same as an unlike. Unfollow. If you unfollow, you're just not going to see their posts. You won't see anything that they post from that page. You're still a fan of that page, though. So that's why people, you know, are concerned, because if someone is a fan of their page, but they've hit that unfollow button, they're no longer going to see those posts, but they'll still be counted as a fan. If you unlike a page, you don't like the page, you're not going to see their post. That's why if it's a page I'm not interested in, I would rather unlike it, because I would rather someone unlike my page than unfollow my page. But, you know, most users don't think the way some of us marketers do. So that's why we want to be really careful. Unfollow is not the same as unlike. Unfollow, they will still be a fan of your page. They're just not going to see your post anymore. So that's why if you have a lot of people that start to unfollow your page, you'll see a dive in your numbers. So that's just one thing to keep an eye out for. So those are the big changes for now. I haven't heard of any other big changes coming along the way. I think Facebook is going to give people some time to wrap their head around this. But like I said, promotional posts, just, you know, you really shouldn't be posting that too many promotional posts or constantly. As long as you're not doing that, it's okay. So balance that out. Put your fun post up on your Facebook page. Then when it's time to get serious and talk about business, use that for an ad. That's how I always do it. I post fun stuff to my page, and then I have my ads, you know, when I'm trying to get traffic to my site or my blog, or I'm trying to get people signed up for something. So I'm not just filling up my page with that stuff constantly. Hey, sign up for this. Hey, sign up for that. People get bored. They don't want to see that all the time. So I don't think it's going to be a huge problem, but I will be interested to see how this rolls out in January. So I will definitely keep you posted if I see any changes in my numbers, but just keep that in mind as you start to lay out your plan for 2015. So let's see. So that's it for today. Just a quick note, since next week is Thanksgiving, we will not have a webinar next week, but we will be back the week after. So who knows what Facebook's going to have in store for us in the next 2 weeks, but we will regroup then. We'll have a different topic. If you have any questions in the meantime, you can shoot me an email, hello@sociallabmarketing.com. I love getting emails. Or you can pop over to the Facebook page, Social Lab Marketing, and you can leave your question there. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have an awesome week and stay warm. I know it's starting to get cold. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.